So, what do you think went wrong on the van builds?
Well, so the big thing that went wrong.
Hey everybody, we thought we would go through a little bit of the recent van builds, what worked well, what potentially didn't work well. Is there anything that we would have done differently? How are the vans being currently used? I thought it would be a good timing or a good video to do that. Since we already showed you the van builds, we gave you a tour of Aaron's van. So
Yeah, and I think as I was building, I was thinking of our next van build. So even before we even thought that we would buy another one, it was kind of like thinking of what we could do differently. So the whole time it was kind of like, okay, how does this work and what can we do better next time?
right. So what do you think went wrong on the van builds?
Well, so the big thing that went wrong was we did the windows on Aaron's van. Everything was great except for the power caulking gun. So you need a power caulking gun. I wanted to buy the one that we used here, which is a Ryobi, which is a cheap model. It's Home Depot.
Where's
whatever.
here?
Where we built out our first van. Yeah, not necessarily here. But then that was not available, so I bought another one, and it was the same price or a little bit more expensive.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, got it. Powered the battery, got everything going, and we had the window going, and it would click, it would pause. It wasn't strong enough to push it out correctly. It still pushed it all out, just not correctly. So it created little dimples. Well, kind of spread those out, felt like no, it'll just push in. Well, no.
Because we had enough thick caulk, we thought, on it.
Yeah, there was plenty of caulk around it. It was more that we thought the urethane would just kind of squish in.
Yeah.
But you put in, you put a 3/8 to a 1/2 inch piece of it. I should have thought in my head that there's no way that's all going to squish out or squish, in.
Squish
no.
properly,
Yeah.
I guess.
So, but we did 4 windows and we only had 1 leak, but pretty significant. Relative. It rains all the time in Tacoma, so.
Yeah. And we didn't have any leaks on our other van using our Ryobi caulk gun. And we didn't have any leaks on our other son's van that we installed. We put 8 windows in there, and so it was totally the caulk gun and it not functioning right.
Yeah, and that was one thing we learned at least is like, because what happened is the gun started not working correctly, and Gay had said, should we stop and go buy another one? And I'm like, no, we're okay. We already had caulk up there. I didn't want to scrape it off, but obviously we should have scraped it off. But the thing is, we should have done it. But what it showed us is then we were gun shy going into the next van, which had 8 windows, and they were all perfect. It's super easy.
Yeah.
You just need a caulk gun that'll work correctly. You got to run the triangle. You have to have a triangle coming out of that caulk gun.
So you have to cut your tip in a shape so you end up with a triangle bead of caulk.
Yeah, and then it just presses in.
Yeah.
It was easy. So we were like, or at least I was nervous about doing 8 more windows.
Oh my God. We can't have all these other windows leaking.
So, but the good thing on that, I guess, is we ordered another window Aaron did on his van. It's going to be the vented window, and so he was looking forward to doing a vented window anyway, but the other ones were so much cheaper.
Right.
So when we go back in February, we're going to install that vented window, and we'll show you that.
Because the vented window will be easier to install with all the old caulk on. We don't have to worry about leaks. These actually
They
clamp
can
on.
clamp together,
Yeah.
which is super simple. So
Yeah.
if you're concerned about doing the urethane, they're a little more expensive, but I think they're CLR windows, and they clamp onto there. But that's the reason we're going to do that is, number one, it gets a vent, but really the most important part is we're not going to have to scrape off all that urethane and get it perfect.
And hope that another window may
Right,
not work
it
because
comes
we had all the old stuff in there. So anything else go wrong, you think?
No, I don't think so. When we did the MakeCAD design for the couch, I didn't cut out the wheel well, but that took me literally 30 minutes to fix.
Right.
Because the 80/20 is super easy.
Right.
So, but I need to change the MakeCAD design on that.
We didn't have to redesign anything. Did we have to redesign the drawer? Am I thinking we had to do something different with the drawer?
No, so what happened is we shortened the drawer or the counter to make it work with the countertops that we had. And Aaron, I'll send it to Aaron, did not make the drawer smaller, but it was easy. It was just more. We had to cut 2 inches off 4 pieces. So it was no big deal. But that was it.
No, and Autumn building out the 2 vans, installing all the windows, getting Aaron's pretty much complete outside of putting the batteries in and the toilet in. There was not anything that went wrong.
No, it went really well. And like the good things that happened, because some of the stuff, many of it we've already done, but using the interior panels, the OEM factory panels that were in the windows, and so those come out and we put windows in, of course. So those are panels. We cut those and put those for panels.
Those went really well.
That went really well, and it's so nice because everything looks the same in there.
Yeah.
You know? So it really looks nice.
Really looks clean, looks really professional. There was no painting needed for the panels like we did on our van, and we didn't have to buy another piece of product because the panels came out, and what came out behind that is behind all the cabinetry, so you didn't see it. And
well, we didn't take out any of the cabinetry.
No, that's right. We didn't take
only the windows.
The windows, I meant to say.
So even behind the cabinetry, which again, like Gay said, doesn't matter, but those are all the same color.
Those were still there.
So we were able to reuse. So that was really nice.
Yeah. So that, if you're gonna do a build out and those panels are there, reuse them because they're really good quality. And actually, somebody messaged us on our YouTube and said, "Oh, foolish me! I threw out all my panels."
Oh no, you said, "Oh my God, I'm an idiot! I threw out all my."
I was trying to be nice.
No, he said that.
I know. I didn't want to repeat what he said.
But no, I mean, because you wouldn't know to use those, but it really worked well. I think we had one cabinet that we switched to a different material, which was a plastic composite material, which we love too.
Yeah, because we didn't want to take out an entire panel for a little piece, so. We're really good at reusing, thinking of how can I use this for that? You know, that's literally what we do. So
and that's one reason we're going to build it again, because as we build out, we kind of learn, and it's not that hard. We did Aaron's in about a week because we also worked on Alex's and Angela's. We put in 8 windows in theirs. We took out floor, a lot of the stuff they did themselves or, together. So we didn't necessarily always be working on theirs, but we did a lot of work on theirs, and we finished Aaron's. Another thing we did, so this is like what went well because we hadn't done this on our previous van. We did all L-track on our previous, or on 2019 4x4. This one we decided to do ratchet straps to the D-rings or the tie downs that are in the back of the cargo van. So they're super strong. They go right into the frame. It's not going anyplace. And then you can get ratchet straps that are, 1,500 pounds or,
That is something that went really well, and we didn't have to spend that extra time running the L-track, and so that stuff is still modular.
Right, so now it's an easy ratchet strap out. But another thing you have to think about is, even though the 80-20 is light, you're gonna have dishes and stuff inside of it. So in case of an accident, that would need to be able to hold that too. But the ratchet straps will be no problem be able to hold that. That worked good, and it's exciting because we're gonna do that on our next van build.
Yeah. The van, Aaron's van, would have been complete had he had the funding for the batteries and the electrical. We would have had it done if we would have had one more week.
Yeah, so. Another week with the proper tools.
It's really crazy that we really can build out a van in just 2 weeks, isn't it?
I mean, he's already used it, and so
mind-boggling.
That's another thing I'll talk about really quick is Aaron has already used the van, went on a weekend trip, and he loves to play and look over and organize and stuff. And right now he doesn't have the money for the power wall, the batteries, the DC chargers, inverter, stuff like that. So he's using it as a garage. So he has like his lawn board in there and
solar panels,
and so he's using it as his garage, and he's probably not going to flip from that. And it actually works really good because you have a 12-inch, or his might be 11 or whatever, wall that you can put your toys or stuff inside there. Yeah. So he really likes that.
Yeah.
So that might be a permanent fixture on his, but it works fine.
Sure.
It works good.
And so Alex and Angela, they are back in Wisconsin, and they are continuing their build out, and so They are starting to make some progress on theirs as well, and we probably will do an interview with them to see what's going on and what's updated on theirs, and hopefully show you theirs too. So
Yeah, and they're doing some cool stuff. Like they have Thunderbolt locks that they're installing, different electrical setup,
different batteries.
Yeah, a whole different, a different setup than we. Even though we use 80/20, they're going to panel over it. So
Yeah.
we'll show you that. We'll get them to film some of that.
We will love theirs. Anything else? Any other thoughts on our van build out? Do you guys have any questions on what we thought we should have done differently, or products we used, or anything you're curious about in building a van?
Yeah, so a lot of things that I looked at as we're building is how can we do it on our next build even simpler, and what can we simplify?
So we're kind of rethinking some things on this next van that's coming in, our countertops. We're gonna do those different. They're gonna be different material.
Maybe.
And different refrigerator. So there's gonna be some different things that you guys are gonna be
Oh, yeah.
interested in.
Our electronics are going to be completely different.
Yeah,
We've already ordered that, so we will show you. And
Yeah.
that was a Kickstarter product, so
Right.
it's brand new, slick. So
Yeah, so we want to do a video on that, and we've got some free time on our hands, and our next video coming up is going to be what are we doing while we're bored?
yeah.
We're kind of bored right now, so
Well, and to stay tuned for the people that aren't necessarily van people, because we're going to Dublin, Ireland soon. A few months or whatever. We're going to New York City in a few days.
Right. And those videos will be coming, and
Yeah.
we wanted to do an update
Going
on
back to
the
Arizona,
vans.
going back to Las Vegas. I mean, we have a
Those
lot
of
going
you
on.
who know us is we're not sitting still, so
Yeah.
thanks for sticking with us on the Talking Head videos that we've been doing the last couple days, but they are really important to you guys and to keep you updated on what's happening. So give us a thumbs up, loving the comments recently, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching.